Okay guys, so today I'm going to be trying out Spellbinders Large Die of the Month. It is a cute little like pop-up thing. You have some mechanisms, you have the little guys. I did a whole unboxing, so today we're just going to jump right in. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thanks for using those if you would like. I do have them for the US and the UK again in the description box. So this guy is going to come on a carrier. Obviously, I have samples that look like this, but they are going to come on a carrier, and that carrier is going to have a QR code for you guys. They have a little inspo on there that's basically just putting these little guys on a card, because there are quite a few steps to this guy, and I think it would probably have been difficult to put it on that carrier. The QR code, unfortunately, when I scanned it, and I had early access to it, didn't go anywhere. Well, it went to the Spellbinders page, but there was nothing there. But on the actual large die of the month, the Monster Love Pop is what they're calling it, there are images, and you can scroll through those images, and the last two are like how to make a card, and then also the pop-up if you want to see it done a different way than how I present it, right? So again, I think it was just probably difficult to write it out, because there are some funkiness, or there's some funkiness to the way this folds and what you're going to have to do. So just giving you that info. Hopefully what I do is pretty straightforward. I hear that a lot, even though I feel sometimes like maybe I said too much, but I try to address everything so that you have the easiest time putting things together for yourself. So I'm going to put these things to the side right now. These are decorations, the little monsters and all that. We don't need any of these things right now. I want to focus on, and this has, this goes around the pop-up, like the base of the pop-up. It's going to have little decorations. So essentially, these are the parts that do the actual work. Now, these guys help you hold the items that you want to put on your pop-up or not. You can run them through the same base paper you're going to use. You can run them through acetate, whatever it is. I'm not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on these guys, because we're going to do some funky stuff here. So they did give you two of this little notch kind of thing. It does have like a score line. You're going to want to go ahead and run those through, so you have the two. You're going to want to run this guy through twice and this guy through twice. So I already grabbed some papers, you know, very loved kind of cute papers. I will say another thing, this in December, it is Member Appreciation Month. So if you are a member of the Deluxe Caboodle, you will be receiving that tote bag that I have shown a few times, but let me grab it again. I'm so sorry I didn't show it in the full unboxing. I will have a link to the full unboxing in the description box if you want to see all the different things. I usually measure things and give you all this information about the kits. You're going to receive this if you are a member of the Deluxe Caboodle. If you're a member of any of the other value clubs from like the grandfathered in from before times, you can still have that. And if you're a member of any other club, you will receive a little gift. It looks like maybe rhinestone, the glass gems this time around. It might be adhesive, some small gift you will receive. So they do that every December. They do give out something like that. And then in the Deluxe Caboodle, you'll be receiving this along with your die set, the little extra monster, the bonus item that they normally include. One other thing is, if you're watching this video, that means it is time. You can sign up brand new. If you're brand new, you can sign up for the Deluxe Caboodle first time out, and you still receive this. You didn't have to have been a member for like months or anything like that. So if you're signed up for the Deluxe Caboodle in December, if you just came now, or if you've been a member, you're going to get this tote, which is gorgeous and it's really lovely. So hopefully you receive that if that's what you're looking for. So I'm going to cut this out twice, and then one of each of these, so basically twice, but I don't have to run it through twice. And I will be right back. So let's take a real close look at this. What it is this first piece, that larger piece that goes into the center of, I believe, what they're calling a stage. So you have these two guys. Let's look at them. They have score lines and then these glue tabs. These two also have like a little score line on them. And I'm actually going to go ahead and fold that right now, or bend it so you can have a better look at those. So there's that one and this one. And then these guys, these larger pieces, again, we're not going to mess with this quite yet. You have these guys. And basically you're just going to score these on the score lines, however, just get them ready, because they are going to bend in different ways. So I'm just folding them, just, it doesn't really matter. I suppose if you really pay attention, these two are going to meet up. So like if you were to fold it like that, they're going to meet up. So I guess you would fold it that way, so it makes like a little V. But for right now, I'm just kind of getting these things going. Okay. So something like this. So they're all just kind of scored on the score lines. Okay, so I have them both scored. And again, I'm not scoring in any particular way other than this little point right? The one where you can see, I mean, it meets up. So it looks like that if you meet it up. But you're going to do with that one is just kind of lay it flat, kind of push back down towards this larger area here, okay? And the reason we're doing that is because we're going to take one of these guys and we're going to glue this very tip just in the center. So you're just eyeballing that, of course, but it's not anything too difficult there. But just a little glue. You're not trying to glue this down to this. You just want to glue this piece to this area here. So again, something like that. And just down to the center. So of course you can kind of fold it flat so you can hold it. And while you're doing that, you're also going to just glue this part, this larger score line where it has like that middle chunk. You're going to fold this up, okay? This one doesn't matter right now, this little glue tab or whatever it might be. You're just going to fold this up. And where that score line is, remember I scored it so you can see that that's the one that has the score line on it. You're going to put a little glue there. And again, we're not trying to glue it shut. You're just trying, and look at that, I put some on the very edge, to glue this to this. So just hold it down flat, hold this down flat, okay? And, you know, you can use your little thumbnails or whatever as scoring reinforcement there, the scoring tool. But basically that's what we're doing. And I'm not going to pop this up right now because, well, I'm going to hold it for a few seconds, okay? This glue grabs really quickly, but it doesn't dry quickly. So, well, that's not true. It does dry pretty quick, but not in seconds, okay? I'll be right back. So, it looks something like this. And if you kind of push it open, has a little funky shape. So that glue tab there, and that, so it's very simple. You haven't put any glue back here, okay? There's nothing gluing that together. Instinctually, I would want to glue that together, but you don't have to. I believe this also comes up like this, and then these guys are going to do something here. Okay, but for right now, that's all we're doing. So I'll repeat it just in case. So this, again, that little area up towards you. So that's a mountain fold towards you, and then just lay it down flat. We're going to glue this little guy with a little glue on the back of it. Again, just enough to hold on to that area. Right down the center. You know, making sure we're not impeding this. And then here, we're going to put a little more glue on the tab that's been scored. Make sure that's nice and straight. And then just fold this one up. Okay, I'm going to hold that, and we're going to have two of these pieces. This doesn't. And I'll be back. Okay, so now that we have these guys, and I'm keeping them pretty much the same. Again, I didn't really mess with this tab, you know. Basically, you can kind of imagine it's going to go in like that, or however. But we don't care about that right now. So there's that tab. We glued it there. We have this opening. And we're going to do the same thing on both pieces with these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and score these right now that they're flat. That's just my preference. If you want to go ahead and decorate them now, I usually decorate things afterward, but to be honest with this kind of thing, it'd probably be easier for you to decorate it now. And you have these cute little pieces, just run them through each one twice because you need them for these guys. And we're just going to glue these guys down. So I'm trying to do this nice and straight. Obviously you have that nice score line. I did use like the heavyweight weight paper, you know, like 350 GSM, but maybe a little bit thinner would be better. Okay, so now we have these guys. I have my glue tab over here. Whichever way you do it, make sure the glue tab is facing the same way, because you can imagine if you do that and then you go to put it together, you're like, oh, it's two glue tabs, and that's not good. So if you're doing both to the right or both to the left, whatever, it doesn't matter, but do them both the same way. So you have this area that has that little bend in it, right? We're using this side of the glue, of the base. So I'm going to put glue just on the glue tab, okay? Just on that little glue tab piece, right? And then we're going to take this guy and get the center piece, the very center one, and just line it up on here and get that stuck down. Okay, that's what I was saying. If, you know, if you want to decorate them, just have that done, go for it. Same thing here. I'm going to put glue here, just on the little glue tab piece. Bring this guy that is facing the same, you know, the tab was on the left. If the tab's on the right, that's fine too. Oopsie. Oh no, I didn't put enough glue there. So let's put a little more glue. Hold that down. And I'm doing that all at once, which wasn't what I was initially trying to do, but there you go. And then this guy right here. Okay, again, right on that glue tab center point, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay, so I held these down for a little bit. We're almost done. This is the trickiest part. So this other piece, again, with that little valley or mountain fold there, you have this tab. You're going to fold this glue tab in. You're going to put glue on the back of that because that's why you folded it in. And just press this down. Okay, so essentially you're just gluing it to the back of this guy. And it's halfway down, or a quarter of the way down, or whatever. So let's just do that one more time. Actually, I'm going to put some weight on this because that's what happened with the last one. I let it go, and then it came apart a little bit on me. So, again, that glue tab. Turn it in. Put a little glue on that. And I'm just flattening that out. And going to put that down. And again, it ends up being like a quarter of the way, but you're not doing anything. You're just flattening it, so that it'll hit the right spot. Okay, so I'll be back. While I have these and I want them to really firm up, I'm just gonna put some weight on them like I normally do, which is usually like one of these guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and run through my accent pieces, which I'm gonna use this pink. So that way, that gives them a little rest, and I'll get these run through. It's interesting. There are two that are the same size and one that's a little bit different size. So, you know, we'll get there. Let me put those down. And I'm just going to have to run that through twice. And I'll put a little tape like this. And I will be right back. So I just ran these guys through. I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. Right now that, you know, everything's pretty much flat. See how that did? Okay. And like I said, I think it's this middle one that's the smaller one, the middle section. So if you look at them, you place these on here, they should look pretty nice. I think some of the clear stamp of the month also has little images or like stamps that would fit within these little guys too. So if you want to check that out. So that looks good. Okay, so that little kind of rectangular one goes in that middle space. And then the squares go pretty much on either side of those, okay? I'm just gluing them down. I'll do the same thing with this one. Okay. And I'll be right back. So these are our sides that are decorated. Again, we have our glue tabs facing, you know, same direction, left, left, or right, right, either way. We're going to turn these guys around. And we're going to glue these together like this, like a sandwich. So the cute areas obviously are wrapped all around. But you only want to glue down towards the bottom because you're going to slide these guys in there if you want to use these. So you don't want to glue this too much together, but maybe the bottom, I don't know, quarter inch or so. Right? You see where I just put the glue? And all you're going to do is bring this other one and sandwich it. So basically the same thing. You know, just line them up. And we're going to hold that for a little while because this, again, I use really thick paper, so I'm going to make sure that stays. So I'm going to hold it for a minute. Before I move on, all we're going to do to finish this off is put some glue on this glue tab, glue it here, and glue here. And honestly, I could probably do it all at once, but we like to do steps so that we don't get lost. So I would just put glue and hold them like this, you know. But I'm going to hold this bottom part, and I'll be right back. And so it's staying together. I'm not going to mess with it right now because basically we shouldn't. But okay. So glue on this tab, facing in, right? You know, line it up nicely around the edge there. And same thing for the other one. A little glue. And essentially this is going to have an area for you to stick on 3 things. I mean, if you only do 2 or just the one in the center, whatever it is you want to do, you would use that many of these guys. So I'm going to run this through. Basically you have the 2 smaller ones, right? For this middle one, obviously you can see it's going to be bigger, but then the 2 on the opposite sides, will have that little funky bend in. You're going to want one for either one. And to be honest, I think if you do this out of acetate, so it just doesn't show up, it looks really cool. I think it's going to take longer to hold on, so that's up to you if you want to be really patient and just hope that works, you know, because it's only this little bit that is actually going to go into this slot area, so that's what it's holding on from. And I feel like if you do acetate, it's going to be, you know, it's going to take more patience. Okay, so I'm going to run this through just the white paper that I used here, and I will be right back. I don't really know if this is ready because I feel like I ran that through and that doesn't take a lot of time, but basically this is what it looks like right now, and that's fine. But you're going to open this thing up, and as you're opening it, hopefully you can see this thing wants to go into the space that you're creating. You guys, isn't that cute? I mean, that fits like taut and perfect. So what you're going to want to do though, because you see how it just wants to go back, you're going to want to really mess with this thing. So again, you want to wait for everything to really be dry, but I'm going to push it all the way up in the other direction, okay? So let's get that guy going. It's this guy. Okay. Basically like that. And these are going to get glued together in just a minute, so whatever it needs to do. Like this one's behaving more than this one. Okay, I feel like this one needs to bend. And that's why you're doing this now. See how that one's more down? And this one's giving me a little attitude. Hold on, I need to put something in there without ripping this thing. See how this one's not going down like this one? So I'm going to push it down. Okay, guys. There we go. I'm going to make it do what I would need. And that's why you're trying it out right now. Okay? Testing that out. Okay, it's all the way up, and now let's push it all the way back down. And you're just working this thing, and now that was easier from the first time. Working that up, and give it a little bit of a score. Okay, and back down. Just work it until you feel like, okay, everything's good. Okay, so now that we're here, this is open because we only glued it in that very base. I know, it blows my mind. Like, how is that? Okay, that's where we had glued it. This is open. This little area is open. Remember I told you we didn't glue it, right? Neither one of those. All you're going to do is take these little pieces and glue them in there. So, put a little bit of glue on the front because I don't want to misspeak. So you're just putting glue on the front or just on the back. I don't think the goal here is to stick these guys together because you need that, you know, ability to go up and down. I don't know. All I know is I put glue on the very front. Okay, so sorry, just glue here. None on the back part. And then you're just going to line this up while this is popped up, you know, all the way up right there. Just hold it down. So essentially that's going to adhere to the front. And again, this is kind of why I was saying with acetate, it would look really lovely because it looks like more floaty, but I feel like this is going to hold better and longer than that. So okay, we have that one. And then the next one, again, glue out in the front or however, but on one side. Now, if you can glue both sides and that works, then, you know, I don't know. But for now, I know the instruction says to put it on one side. So you're essentially just gluing that panel there. I'm holding that. And I'm doing it all at the same time because, like, why not? You're already holding it. Might as well turn it around and get another panel going. A little glue on the front. And just slide it right into that space there. Lined up where you need it to be. Oh, nice and straight, like right on that line, right, guys? Okay, so I'm gonna hold these all and then we'll work it out, and then now that's basically it. So you're gonna make your little monsters, you're gonna add them on, and we'll have fun with that. So I'll be right back. I'm just making sure this is holding before we mess with it. Okay, guys, so let's see. Just bring it back down, and there it is. I don't know if it's meant to go back in the other direction at this point because we have all these things, but really when you close it, it's supposed to pop up, so that's good to go. Okay? Look at that. Nice and tight. Crazy. Okay, so you can imagine, I mean, you can put the heart here, you can put the heart on the back side. Everything's going to be up anyway. You're not going to push it back down into itself, so you don't really have to be afraid of, like, where you're placing it. So let's get this guy cut out of, like, this red metallic, matte metallic paper I have. I think it looks lovely. You know, you have these bigger pieces. I mean, if you're going to make a big card, obviously I can go on there because it's kind of awkward for these areas. I mean, I guess I could go there. But this is really for, like, if you're making a card. So I'm going to do the Be Mine. I'm trying to think what color to run that through. Probably something gold, I don't know. And layered like this and then with some tape so it doesn't move, right? Generally that means it's going to cut out the lettering because it's the kind that pushes all the way through. So whatever color paper you want behind that, you can run this guy through. And then we're going to do a little character. So I haven't chosen any of these things. I don't, you know, let me just talk it through with you guys. So like this guy, this is basically his eyeballs. So hopefully you can see it has like a round shape. It has like a little cutout. So basically when you stick this behind his head, it all just works. You know what I'm saying? It fits in together. So if you ran that through white paper or whatever color you want, there you go. Some other little accent pieces and fun things for that guy. You have little horns that can go on him. They can go on him. This little piece is like the mouth of this guy, which is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to run this through a fun color, right? Whatever color I want him to be. Some accents for the little horns. You can imagine if this is his mouth, maybe, you know, that's black or whatever. And then this little red accent piece. So this needs to run through whatever color you want for his tongue. And then he also has his little eyeballs over here. So again, white or whatever. And then these are the teeth. So also through white. You know, if I'm doing this black, he can have little black hands or whatever, paw, kind of claw looking things or whatever color you want to run through. Essentially for him, he can have these horns. So if you want to run that through red, you'll have these guys that you can also use. But then these are also like his little feet. I don't know if you can see. So like it would be like that. So whatever color you make his little claws, I would say you probably want to do that too. So maybe this is all black for now. This is this guy's arms and legs. So little legs. Right, and cute little arms. And then you have an extra monster. If you're doing the deluxe caboodle, you have a little extra monster to play with. But, oh yeah, that's this guy's teeth. So this is white and those are his eyes. This little portion kind of tucks in here because it cuts all the way through, you can imagine. And then the little white teeth are just kind of sticking out. Okay, so I will be right back. I have a few different things here. So for the background for this, for the Be Mine, I'm going to just use some white paper. It looks like it pushed through really well. And sometimes with a coated paper like this, shimmery or, you know, matte metallic paper, it leaves behind some pieces, so you want to clean those up. And I just went with white, but red would be really cute. Black obviously would pop through really nicely. And I'm trying to line that up better. Okay, so we have that little plate that says Be Mine. Let's look at our little monster. Okay, so we have this. Let's get him looking normal. So the white little eyeballs, that is so cute. So I'm gonna put some glue here and here. Right, and it just kind of fits in. You have little, even indentations on the paper that show you kind of where that should go. You can definitely put some black paper behind those little tiny holes if you want, or however. To cover that area up, which I'll probably just grab from here. We have the little legs, the back of the mouth, and then again the horns are also going to be black, just because I ran it through all at once, but you know, it's whatever you like. Let's get this guy going. So I like that they have these pieces, and then you don't really have to put glue around the edge. I guess suppose you can if you want to, but let me go ahead and get this red going. There are indentations on the paper. Oh my gosh, sorry, I don't know if it's gonna, there you go. There are lines showing you where this should go, and so this goes here. I probably should have put the other glue on last, sorry. And then the little white teeth is this part here. So, you know, just kind of pop those on there basically. So I'm just going to put a little glue at the edge of this. And just pop those on wherever I think is good. And since I have some glue down there and I know this part's not going to show, I'm going to put a little glue up on top. Okay, and then again, his mouth has little lines where you pretty much line that up. So you know that's good. It's cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? I think the horns actually cover up the dots and the eyes. I'm telling you right now, Spellbinders has been doing some really fun, innovative stuff with this kind of thing for like the eyeballs, instead of having to cut a little piece of paper that you would just throw back there. These are his little legs. And again, there's indentations there where that should go. His little claws, I guess, or however. I have a couple left here for his hands, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this area. And, you know, however you think his little claws should face, do it that way. I'm just making a choice, I don't know. Cute. And then his little horns again are gonna basically go behind his eyeballs, I think. So what I'm gonna do here is just put glue here, as to not put it all across this and then have it sticking out from his little eyes. Oh my goodness, this is so smart. And again, there are also lines on the horns that show you exactly where you should line them up. How cute is that? Okay, what else do I have? I have red horns, I mean, for the other guy, or, I mean, yeah, that would be weird for this one, but for the other guy. They just kind of pair those things together on that die. Perfect. Okay, so we have that. We already did this. We have this. Okay, so now it's, you know, whatever you want. So maybe I'm going to put this Be Mine on this first little piece, and maybe you want to put the glue on the actual tab instead of like what I did, because you can put the glue a little too high. I did not, but it's something that can happen. And then I'm gonna put this little guy here And I'm going to put the heart. So once it opens up, it looks like that. Isn't that cute? And again, it can be wherever. It doesn't have to be. Maybe I'll put him over this way. Just a little fun. I'm just putting that here. And if you want to cut another one of him and sandwich it on the back, you know, you can do that to make it more sturdy. I don't think it's necessary, but it's something to think about. Again, when it's open, you can kind of look at how he's going to be. You don't want anything hanging off those tabs, right? Because then it's going to impede what you have going on. And then maybe this little heart like over here. So again, just a little blue towards the bottom area. And now, again, you can decorate it while it's up, but I don't think it really matters that much. So I'm just going to put this little heart here. Cute. And I can actually squish it all and make sure the tabs are really getting pressed, especially on that heart in the back. Okay, I will be right back and we'll check out our handiwork. Okay guys, so here's what it looks like. So if you have it flattened out, it's, well, at least mine, because what I use is 3 3/4 inches tall and about 3 1/4 inches wide. So obviously it can go into, you know, your envelope. I did make a fun envelope the other day for a 4-bar card, and honestly, I mean, it fits in there really nicely. Okay, so maybe you want to watch that video. I think it wouldn't matter if you put glue on both the front and the back of these guys, but maybe, again, it helps with the movement of the little post, because I feel like it just kind of comes down together anyway, and it goes up together, so. But we did put it just on the front, and that's cute. So again, I staggered the little heart behind their little character. You know, do whatever you like. Super cute. And there he is. And so yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. Again, it's Member Appreciation Month, so if you're a member of the Deluxe Caboodle, you'll be receiving that tote this month in your kit. And if you're a member of any other club, you'll be receiving a gift with any of them. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. This is what it looks like from the back. Just to give you a little view. And I did offset it, so if you want them just behind, obviously you're not going to see all these works back here. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. I did hear that they're going to be having other things in 2025 that can be put on this little base. So just putting that out there in case you're interested and you're like, oh, I got to get the base now because they're going to do some stuff next year. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.